Good evening, Southeast Texas. We're going to take the next 15 minutes and dive right into an enhanced look at your forecast over the next 7 days. But let's get right to it. Pretty decent thunderstorm now coming into southern portions of Lumberton, really between Lumberton and North Beaumont, right along the Pine Island Bayou, heading over towards Bevel Oaks and Sour Lake. Quite a bit of lightning, some 90 strikes of lightning over the last 15 minutes over North Beaumont. So again, heading into Lumberton right there at the split now, back over towards Sour Lake. Weather already improving here in Beaumont. I think we're about done for the evening here in Beaumont as this heads towards Lumberton, back over to Sour Lake over the next 15 to 20 minutes, and probably get you about 30 minutes worth of shower and thunderstorm activity over towards Lumberton and Sour Lake. Otherwise, we have certainly seen some pretty heavy rainfall here in Beaumont over the last 15 to 30 minutes. Now starting to quiet down. We've rain cooled down to 75 degrees here in Beaumont because of that shower and thunderstorm activity that just developed. Ooh, nice strike, cloud to ground strike there, looking downtown Beaumont. This view courtesy of Packard LaPrey and the Roofing 911 Skycam Network. And again, this is this shower and thunderstorm activity that came in off the Gulf and is realizing a little bit of daytime heating. We were able to recover from the rain cooling this morning. See the glitches there. That's quite a bit of lightning there in North Beaumont affecting our camera. And we were able to rebound into the 80s this afternoon, so that re-energized the atmosphere with instability. All right, now that's taken care of. First off, lower rain chances are expected as we head on into tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. A little bit of an uptick with maybe scattered showers and storms on Sunday because of a surge of moisture, and then back to hotter and dry next week. Tomorrow, this is the triangle, just a 20% coverage, highs around 90, 91 with a light south wind. And again, it looks like best chance will be coming up during the afternoon hours here in the triangle. That all spreads to the north in the lakes area, and it looks like a quiet morning in the lakes. It's mainly afternoon that those showers and storms move away from the coastline and up towards the lakes area. I think we'll get about 91, 92 up in the lakes, and then after about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you ought to see scattered showers and storms working up towards Kirbyville, Jasper, and also into northern Newton County. So again, this coming off the Gulf. And look how the showers have really just strengthened because of the sun that we were able to rebound those temperatures in the 80s. We got into the mid 80s here in Beaumont, and once those showers and storms came into that air that was a little more unstable, they were able to fire off quite a bit of lightning with these cells that are moving through into Hardin County at the present time. I don't expect severe weather. Quite a bit of lightning, though, and some locally heavy rainfall with this cell as it moves away from Beaumont and up towards the split there in Lumberton, back over to Sour Lake, moving off to the west and northwest at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. Looks like lightning is starting to decrease, so it may be weakening a bit. I don't see as many reds there, and also I don't see the amount of lightning associated with this line of showers and storms off over towards Pine Island Bayou. Let's see. That looks like this cell is roughly around, let's see, this is the vertical. This is how tall it is. This is on the ground, okay? So we're at 10,000, 20, 25 to 30,000 foot tops as this line moves off towards the north and west, as you can see. So pretty impressive. It's not severe, but certainly quite a bit of lightning, so be aware of that. And again, that is pushing off to the west and northwest at about 15 to 20 miles an hour. As far as the heaviness of the rains, yeah, we're looking at over 2 inch, maybe just over 2 inch, 2.5 inches per hour rainfall rates coming down just east of Lumberton and into southern sections of Hardin County, 1 to 2.5 inch rainfall rates per hour. So that's could create some minor street flooding as this moves on into Lumberton. Across the state, it's all about this plume of moisture. We've been tracking all the way from the Florida Panhandle, and it's really about here. That is the plume of moisture. One thing I want you to notice is that the lack of shower and thunderstorm activity, or at least lower rain coverage is over that way. This is drier air that'll be pushing on in behind this plume of moisture as we go through tomorrow and especially on Friday. So still think we'll see 20 to 30, maybe 40% coverage tomorrow, and then rain chances will take a nosedive as we head towards Friday. Yeah, look at all this. Look at the lack of cloud cover and also shower and thunderstorm activity. So tomorrow won't be rain free, but it's certainly going to be an improvement from what we've seen the last 2 to 3 days. As this plume of moisture, you can see how I've highlighted this in green. That's the moisture. We use green to dictate, or at least to illustrate, where very high moisture content in the atmosphere is located in the western and northwestern Gulf and coastal Texas, as you can see. And look how it's drier in the mid levels of the atmosphere. Okay, so tonight there's that shower weakening over into Hardin County. We'll keep a 10 to 20% ongoing for the triangle as we head towards tomorrow morning. Could see some pre-development as we head towards daybreak tomorrow morning along the coastline. And then as we go into the afternoon hours, we'll go with a 20% coverage here in the triangle as highs reach about 90, and then about a 30, maybe 40% coverage inland, Hardin County, southern Jasper, southern Newton counties, and that spreads on up towards the lakes area. Very common how this all materializes. So again, the green is showing us how much moisture is in the atmosphere at 10,000 feet. When it's high green content like that, well up the scale. So remember, clouds like moisture, and when you have a moist atmosphere at all levels of the atmosphere, you can produce shower and thunderstorm activity. I'll show you that in just a second. This is at 10,000 feet. Notice the brown. That is illustrating that it is drier air at 10,000 feet moving into our area. Again, 10,000 foot. See that? We're at 37% at 6 p.m. tomorrow. That's not good for producing widespread shower and thunderstorm activity. And look at that. It continues on into Friday and Saturday. So if those clouds are trying to build up and they reach that dry layer, they go and you don't get shower and thunderstorm activity. However, as we head towards Sunday, we will start to see another little surge of moisture coming in off the Gulf. So our rain chances then go back up to a 30, maybe 40% coverage. And then that goes away and we start to see moisture levels decreasing. Look at that as we head on into the first half of next week. And by, say, next Wednesday, may not see anything in the forecast at all because of the dry air at 10,000 feet. All the green has moved away, so that has produces more in the way of sunshine and lower chances of rain as we move that green away. So we're talking about the moisture profile. Again, we're focusing on 10,000 feet. That is the magic area for producing showers and storms in the summertime. We always have high moisture. It's very humid here if you've lived here at any stretch of time. Always humid at the surface and pretty much at 5,000 feet this time of year. It's starting to dry as we head towards tomorrow afternoon. Same thing as we head on into Friday and Saturday. Fairly dry mid-levels of the atmosphere. At the surface, good moisture content, so lower chances of rain. Sunday though, oh look what happens. It goes higher, deeper moisture. That's when you hear meteorologists on TV or social media talk about deeper moisture. It's because it extends from the surface to 5,000 feet all the way up to 10,000 feet. So deeper moisture moves in on Sunday, very moist at 10,000 feet. So that is why we're going with higher chances on Sunday. May not see much coming up, especially here in Beaumont, the Triangle, coming up Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Then, as we work on into next week, we start really drying out the lower levels of the atmosphere. A little bit of moisture in the mid-levels, but if you don't have it at the ground, all the way up to 10,000 feet, it's hard to make shower and thunderstorm activity. Consequently, our chances for rain and thunderstorm activity, drier weather, are higher as we work on into the first half of next week. So again, this is drying here, so rain chances going down as far as our activity in the forecast. Sunday, there we go. It's fairly moist, and that means shower and thunderstorm activity. But look how dry it is between the surface and 5,000 feet. See, moist, in between, and dry. Upper levels are pretty much dry, but really starts going down as we head towards the first half of next week. So it looks like lower rain chances, great pool weather coming up first half of next week. In the tropics, a couple flare-ups of shower and thunderstorm activity. There is an upper low. You can see it spinning right there over off Miami. So that's what the flare-up of shower and thunderstorm activity is. This is a trough of low pressure in the upper level. So basically, we don't expect anything. Modeling, high-res ensemble modeling doesn't show anything in the Gulf. It doesn't show anything in the Southwest Atlantic or in the Caribbean through the next 10+ days. So we will go with 7 to 10 days of inactive weather in the tropics, which is outstanding news as we head towards July. One of the reasons is lots of Saharan dust. It's not the dust per se that basically keeps shower and thunderstorm activity or tropics quiet. It's telling us that the air is dry. Remember, we just talked about moisture in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. You've got to have moisture. What this is saying is that the atmosphere in the mid-levels, the atmosphere is low, so it's inhospitable per se for any widespread shower and thunderstorm or organized activity to occur in this part of the world. So some good news there. So you want to see the Saharan dust. It's not that the dust particles cause shower and thunderstorm activity to dissipate. It's just telling us that the air is dry. So you have to look at the moisture in the atmosphere as far as being able to ascertain whether you can develop shower and thunderstorm activity. On the Gulf tomorrow, looking at slightly choppy seas around 2 feet and a southeast wind at 5 to 10 knots, water temperature 90. High tides tomorrow at 6:11 a.m. and 2:16 p.m. So 20% coverage, particularly over towards Lumberton and into Beaumont. And we'll keep that 10 to 20% coverage now that it's moved out of the triangle for pre-development, pre-sunrise development along the coastline, because there's still going to be moisture around. And 20% coverage, Hardin County particularly, and nothing expected up in the lakes area. After about 10 o'clock tonight, we should see decreasing cloudiness and temperatures dropping into the low to mid 70s as winds go calm. Tomorrow, not going to go above a 20, maybe 30% coverage in the triangle. It looks like it's going to be mainly north of the triangle in the lakes. 30, maybe 40% coverage over towards Hardin, southern Jasper, southern Newton counties, back up into the lakes area tomorrow afternoon under partly sunny skies. Winds really light out of the south at 2 to 7 miles an hour. As I said, winds out of the south and southeast just really looks light across southeast Texas. So tomorrow, ahead of the shower and thunderstorm activity, we'll likely see heat indices into the mid to upper 90s, but that's one of the benefits of living on the Gulf Coast. You get Mother Nature's air conditioning as those showers and storms will rain cool you back into the 70s, certainly the lower 80s coming up tomorrow afternoon. So your weather impact 7-day forecast shows, this is for the triangle, 10 to 20% coverage coming up Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I think it's going to be mainly north of the triangle coming up tomorrow for inland southeast Texas and then lakes, with about a 30 to 40% coverage up that way. Now Sunday, we showed that there was going to be a surge of moisture coming in off the Gulf. So a 30, maybe 40% coverage of showers and storms coming up on Sunday, and then the atmosphere dries out in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. I showed you that too. Remember, all the green goes away, the brown comes in, and it looks like lower amounts of rainfall, more in the way of sun, and on the plus side, you get high temperatures in the low to mid 90s across southeast Texas. So let's take a quick look at radar once again as that shower and thunderstorm activity could